Now we want to take a look at the markets right now. Pretty mixed picture, but don't let these numbers deceive you. It has been a great week for the stock market. The Dow right now is higher by 100 points. We're off of session highs. S&P is down by 8 and change. NASDAQ is down by 47 points and change. Strong results, though, from the big financials, floating stocks upwards for most of the session today. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citi all beat expectations before the bell today. The most disappointing results really coming in from Citi. They saw profits drop 36% in the last year. But from crisis comes reward, at least for JP Morgan. This is what a story today. The financial giant reported a jump in profit tied to its purchase of distressed bank First Republic, seeing a huge boost to its interest income. That, of course, is a big precursor for how the stock is going to get a reaction from traders and, of course, from shareholders. And here you go. Stock is up by 0.30% right now. The other bright spot in earnings this morning, this is another one, United Health. They posted better than expected results and raised their outlook despite rising medical costs, or maybe that was because who's to say what's going on with United Health, right? Bitcoin is back under 31,000 after shooting past that benchmark briefly on Thursday. Yesterday's big jump in Bitcoin happened right after a breakthrough ruling from the SEC on Ripple coin XRP. A judge said that Ripple did not break federal securities laws by selling XRP tokens on exchanges and through algorithms, but they did violate rules with XRP's institutional sale. This ruling, though, coming amid a slew of SEC litigation all over the crypto space, including against major player Coinbase, a stock one of our floor show traders says has had a major hand in positioning him up 142% this year. Let's go to the floor show and our traders, and they've got some other picks as well. Joining me now is Carnivore Trading CEO Dutch Masters and the Fitzgerald Group, the principal, Keith Fitzgerald. Dutch, back to you on coin. This has been a beleaguered, battered stock until now, thanks to this SEC decision.
Right. We, a couple of weeks ago, saw the SEC make the Bitcoin ruling, allowing really that clearing the path really for Bitcoin to kind of move into more institutional type accounts. That was immediately followed by a lot of applications to the SEC from big people like BlackRock to create ETFs, where now, you know, everybody on the planet can actually get exposed to, or will be able to get exposed to, Bitcoin through these ETFs, including institutions. And these institutions have come out and named Coinbase, symbol COIN, as really who is going to handle the management of these ETFs and for the institutions and for other transactions. They have the technology to handle institutional size transactions. So, and then we have this crazy XRP case come out where with Ripple, and the SEC loses its case there, saying that the altcoin didn't violate these things, as you said, and Coinbase took off like 25% yesterday because they handle a lot of altcoin business as well. We triggered our buy on it at about $79 and change, and yesterday we had about 40% of our funds in that one stock, and when it went up like it did, you know, it just took our returns through the roof. We're pretty aggressive and we're very growth oriented, but we also triggered a buy on Mara, which turned out really well, which is a Bitcoin miner. And of course, I'm talking to you from the Las Vegas Carnivore Mansion here. We're in the catacombs, and I couldn't, you know, we're here in the catacombs because we're exploring the opportunity to mine Bitcoin ourselves underneath the mansion. Of course, I'm joking.
Okay, I know. Well, you're also, I was just going to say, maybe you're in the basement because you're trying to hide from 115-degree heat in Las Vegas. Thought that as well for a moment there. Keith Fitzgerald, let's pivot back to banks now. Obviously, hearing from JP Morgan and from Citi and Wells Fargo. JP Morgan, again, was the star of the show. That was predicted. I discussed that yesterday on our morning program. Keith, what did you make of the results, and would you buy JP Morgan right now?
You bet I would. I loved what I see. I think Jamie Dimon is as sharp as they come, probably the top tier when it comes to this. So, the high prices don't bother me. I think the bank's got a long road in front of it, but it does clearly distinguish between somebody like a JP Morgan and a Citigroup, for example, or even a Wells Fargo and a B of A. Within the biggies, they're still going to be the best and not the rest. So I'm going to go with JP Morgan every time.
And Keith, real quick, NVIDIA just hit an all-time high. A lot of naysayers on NVIDIA. It's overvalued. It's overpriced. Are we? Who's laughing now? I guess.
Golly, I tell you what. If I had $1 for every time somebody told me NVIDIA wasn't going to go any higher, I'd be on Jeff Bezos' yacht right now. The thing is, this is one of those stocks that's a widow maker. Anybody who's tried to short it has come up on the wrong end of the stick. Now, could it fall from here? Yeah, there's going to be some short-term profit taking, but 90% of the data or more, Cheryl, has been that we've ever seen in the recorded history of humanity has been created in the last few years. Somebody's got to power all that. NVIDIA is at the front of the class. I think the stock maybe has a split in front of it, certainly a bright future, so that one doesn't spook me either.
All right, Dutch Masters, broad question for you here. We saw consumer sentiment today spike, 72.6. I'm not seeing a recession here. Are you?
I'll tell you, every time that we hear about it, we see something like that happen. I've got to tell you, we've been very bullish all year. Started in December. We tried to do a little short on the stocks back when there was a euphoric spike in the AI, Nasdaq. With NVIDIA and all that. And just as Keith said, it really ripped our faces off. So we got out of that short very quickly. This market wants to go up, and it doesn't. We can all point to 20 or 30 different things in the world that could go wrong, and that's fine. But the market is just. We're traders. We have to make money every month. And we look at what the tape is telling us, and the tape is telling us that this market wants to run. It's not going to be a straight line. It never is, but the strength has been really phenomenal.
Yeah,
and with the financials, financials coming through today the way they did, this market's even better.
People are spending. We've got Amex coming out next week. People are spending. They are traveling. They are charging. Personal saving rates are going down, which could be a little bit of a fourth warning. Keith, before you go, though, speaking of consumers and sentiment, PepsiCo.
I know, wasn't that cool? So great results. That tells me the consumer is really got a lot of strength here. And to Dutch's point, the market path of least resistance is very much higher. And as long as you got great companies putting up great numbers, my contention is we're actually exiting a recession, even though it's never been called that.
Keith Fitzgerald, Dutch Masters. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Dutch, stay safe out there.
Thanks, Cheryl. It's real hot.
I know. Guys, thank you.